Good evening. I'm just going to discuss the topics of AI techniques. Before going to the AI techniques, I'm just going to briefly tell about the artificial intelligence. What is meant by artificial intelligence? Okay, artificial intelligence is the ability of a computer program or a machine to think and learn. So, artificial intelligence is a field of study which tries to make the computer smart in an easier way. So next, what are the real-time examples that we are just going to use in artificial intelligence is that we are just going to use as a speech recognition, video recognition, voice recognition, problem solving, and learning and planning how to make an artificial intelligence in an easier manner. So what are the goals that used in an artificial intelligence is that mainly it is used to create a technology that allows computers and machines to function in an artificial intelligent manner. So, what is the main thing we are just using the artificial intelligence is that day by day, daily basis, we are just going to use the intelligence in a by human technique that can be involved in any real-time application. So now we are just going to see about the artificial intelligence techniques. So what are and all the techniques that can be used in an artificial intelligence system? Artificial intelligence is mainly used in some of the domains that can be used in various day-to-day problems as well as practical life. So, and another thing is that what are the techniques is that we are just going to use in different identification and authentication problems and various classification problems in a machine learning, which consists of an artificial intelligence like a recurrent, supervisor, unsupervised learning that can be resulted in various decision-making problems that we are just going to use in various decision-making problems. And it can be considered in cross-domain problems. So next we are just going to move in what are the top AI techniques that can be used in an artificial intelligence. First of all, there will be a four. The first one is machine learning. Next is NLP. That is natural language problem. Third one is automation and robotics, and fourth one is machine vision. Next is that what is the machine learning is that it's an application of artificial intelligence that can be provided that has an ability to do the work automatically by learning as well as to improve the experience without any being the program has been given for the particular task. This comes under the machine learning. It's what is meant by NLP. There is a natural language problem, shortly represented as NLP. Is a program as well as it is an artificial intelligence that can be dealt with the interaction of the computer and humans from a natural language. So this is a recent trend now. So many application which comes under the natural language processing. Next, the third one is an automation as well as robotics. We know about that automation as well as robotics. We can use the voice or some, we take it as an example, one robotics concept. So one robot is there, both hardware as well as software, we are just going to implement. But the implementation, whether the particular robot want to pick any obstacle, we want to use the software piece it will be inbuilt as well as a hardware that a particular object want to be detected using some sensors and can be reached to reach the destination and pick the obstacles and reach to the destination. This is automation and robotics which comes as both software as well as hardware which can be used in the real-time artificial intelligence technique. Next, finally, the mission vision. Mission vision mainly which is used in a video recognition as well as audio recognition and it is a computer vision which we are going to use in a real-time image processing and a medical field or agriculture field that comes under the mission vision. These are the techniques we are using in an artificial intelligence. Next, what are the challenges that we are facing in an artificial intelligence technique system? So mainly there will be of some perspective, problem solving perspective. First one is a need for analysis and large amount of data. And analysis should be followed based on the mapping of the data that can be building knowledge. So it can be dealing with constantly changing some scenarios and situations according what the type of problem that affects day by day life. That comes under the AI technique. And identification of the relevant as well as irrelevant data that are mainly the big challenges of artificial intelligence technique. So these are about the changes, challenges as well as what are the requires knowledge. So knowledge mainly which have some desired properties. It has been voluminous, hard to characterize accurately, and constantly be changing according to the parameters. So, and another AI technique that exploit the knowledge that can be represented in such a way that generalized knowledge mainly captures the generalization, and without the people they cannot understand anything. And mainly artificial intelligence, the goal and characteristics mainly use it to correct the error. Whatever the fault that occurs in an either hardware or software, that mainly use it to correct the error. And mainly it can be used in a variety of situations that we are just going to face, and that what the problem occurs according to the situation we are just going to solve some artificial intelligence. Next, what are the broad characteristics of artificial intelligence? There will be a four different types of problems we are just going to face in a technique. First, one is structured problems, unstructured problems, linear problems, and non-linear problems. Structured problems as well as unstructured problems. Structured problems, mainly the decision makers can follow the definite procedure by handling the efficiently. Whereas the decision unstructured problem, the decision maker does not provide any judgment or evaluation according to the problem. So they decide by their own structured way. So the programming decision can be done by themselves, which comes under the structured problem. So program decision which cannot be made by themselves, which can be dependent by some other person, that can be comes under the unstructured problem. So decision can be done using the structure will be of unique. So whereas an unstructured problem, the decision cannot be decided by themselves. They can ask to some other person, third person, or something else. From that they will decide, and it cannot be unique. The coding or something programming language will be different from the structured problem. So what is the next is that linear problem as well as non-linear. Linear and non-linear, mainly it is deals with the linear equation as well as non-linear problems. It has deals with a non-linear equation problem. Linear problem, which can example, we can take it as a quadratic equation. Non-linear problems, which can be represented with the quadratic equation along with the logarithmic or exponential, that can be linked together and face that particular equation that comes under the non-linear problem. Next, how to solve a problem solving with AI. There will be generally problem solving. What is meant by problem solving is that for any solution there will be for any problem that occurs, or that we have one solution. So for the solution, we are just going to take it as an one problem, and it want to be solved by using some scenario or statement that can be done using artificial intelligence. There will be a different types of problems solving with AI techniques. First one, for any problem, we have to define the problem. And after defining, we want to analyze the problem. After analyzing, we are just going to predict what type of problem it occurs and what type of knowledge that needs for the particular problem to identify the solution and isolate the particular things according to the statement or scenario. For that, we are just going to use the third step. And finally, after completing defining, analyzing, and what the problem occurs, for that we are just going to give the best problem solution for this problem solving. This is one exam. This is one. These are the steps that occurs and then problem solving. Next, what are the different types of problem solving occurs? There will be a two different types of problem solving in an artificial intelligence. First one is a well-structured problem, and second one is ill-structured problem. First, we are just going to see about well-structured problem. Well-structured problem, mainly it is commonly used to face problems during the day-to-day life. Well-structured problems are those in which there will be a initial state will be there, goal state will be there, and constraint and clearly defined. And what is the starting and the ending point? It will be reached in a clear manner, like searching algorithm technique. So if it starts with a proper defined with the initial state, and it will be have a goal to reach the final destination, that comes under the well-structured problem. Example is solving a quadratic equation to find the value of it. So it is a good example. The real-time example we are just going to tell for well-structured problem is that tic-tac-toe. So what is a tic-tac-toe? It is generally represents is that it will be of one box, square square box will be there. In the square box, we are just going to take 3, 3, 3 into something it is said to be as a matrix, 3 cross 3 matrix. So two persons will be available in an tic-tac-toe. Uh, we can take cross symbol for one person and circle symbol for another person. The person who is starting want to start with circle or cross mark, that want to be reached in a diagonal position or a straight line or a cross line. It want to reach the destination and it want to be achieve the game. So that comes under what type of problem? Suppose it will be of a different manner, so it cannot be solved. So it will come under the well structured problem, and it want to be the game one player and game two player want to be achieve first will be a winner, and it can be a good example for well structured problem. Next, second type of problem is an ill-structured problem. Is a one student face routinely in a day-to-day life. They include important social, political, economic, and scientific problems that occur in the day-to-day life. And mainly ill-structured problems which do not yield a particular answer. So good example is in predicting how to dispose of wet waste safely. The real-time example for ill-structured problem is an music composer, composing a music. So music director will be there, the singer will be there, the persons, those who are all involved in a particular theme of music. So once if they are singing the song, according to the particular player singing, uh, they want to tune the music. So if it is not occurs properly, it will be repeated again and again, and finally only they will decide according to the tone. The music composer will decide a particular tone will be available for the particular music. So good example is a music composition. Composition of music is a good example for ill-structured problem. Next, finally, what will be the difference between well-structured as well as ill-structured problems is that I'll tell the example with the distinguishing difference between them. So well-structured problem, complete and unambiguous specification of problem. Here, ill-structured, incomplete and ambiguous specification of the problem. So already told with an example. Define criteria to evaluate the solution and missionable process for evaluating if the solution is reached. So there will be a no stopping criteria, no definite criteria to evaluate the solution is reached in an unstructured problem. The knowledge needed for the problem solver can be represented in one or more problem spaces. Here, in advances, they cannot determine properly in an unstructured problem. And so many set of operators can choose from initial to final state, and they want to reach in a particular format. But here, in unstructured problem, they don't have initial to goal state. Whatever state they are choosing from initial goal as well as final destination state, it will be leads to a failure. So good example is in checkers, cover of one check, theorem, prob reading. These are a good examples of the structured program. Structured problem, design, planning, management, document, and music composition. So whatever the architecture, we are just going to design for a building or some other software. So it will be start with the basement and it will be ending. So any modification, it will be leads by the higher officials or some other managing director or HR. So this will be conclude and finally it will address for problems each and every statement in an instruction. So this is my conclusion. Thank you for sharing the PPT for artificial intelligence techniques. Thank you very much.